All right, so you're going to take this little piece of paper right here that you have. You're going to fold it right past the coordinate grid. Then you'll have the problem, and you'll fold it a little bit past it. And you'll just glue it in, 4 dots of glue behind the grid. And you're going to glue it in right there. So it'll open up like this. Okay? And our essential question is, how do you graph equations? So we're going to open this up and read our problem. Ash, Misty, and Brock are getting treats for their Pokemon. Each Pokemon will get 3 treats. How many treats would they need for 4 Pokemon? How many treats would they need for 9 Pokemon? How many treats would they need for 12 Pokemon? So we've got our problem. Now we want to know how we're going to graph an equation. So we're going to use this information here, and we're going to write an equation. That's our first step. So we come back and we look, and it tells us that each Pokemon will get 3 treats. So I'm going to rewrite that right down here. Each Pokemon gets 3 treats. So if I wanted to figure out how many for 4 Pokemon, for 9 Pokemon, or for 12 Pokemon, I know that I'm going to have to do 3 times the number of Pokemon to get how many treats I'm going to need. So instead of always writing it out like this, 3 times the number of Pokemon equals the number of treats, we can use our variables. Okay, so we could use 3, our number. We can multiply it times x, which would be the number of Pokemon, and we would get equal y, the number of treats. So we could come over here and say that our equation is going to be 3x equals y. So our next step after we make our equation so that we can graph that equation on this chart is to make a table. So we're going to put our rule at the top, our equation. Okay, just like our old school input-output, we're just using some fancier words now. We're going to put our equation at the top. We're going to make a list for x and a list for y. And then we're going to also make a list of our coordinates that we're going to plot. So, as we put in our numbers, we know 4 was the first one. How many treats would they need for 4 Pokemon? So we're going to put in our x. We'll put in into our equation 3 times 4, because that would be what our x is represented by as 4. Alright, and we're going to say that that equals 12. So that is our y. Then we can go ahead and this is our x, this is our y. We can create the ordered pair for 12. Now we're going to do that for the rest of our numbers. And we have all of our ordered pairs. Last step we're going to do is the actual graphing. Okay, we're going to label our axes. That's the x and the y. X is across, y is vertical. And we're going to label it. Our x was the number of Pokemon. Our y was the number of treats. Now the other thing we always have to do is check the scale. Down here across the bottom, our x is counting by 1s. That's easy enough. Over here, our y is blank. We get to decide what we're going to be doing. So a smart thing to do is to look at the data you got to plot and decide what you want to do for your y. We already know we're multiplying by 3, so a good place to start would be multiples of 3. Okay? So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to label my axis, my y-axis. I'm going to count by 3s. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. And that'll cover almost all my points. My bad. 33, 36, 39, 42. So then I can come in and graph all my points. 4, 12, x first, so we run, then we jump, x over 4, up to 12. 9 and 27, starting at an origin, run 9, jump to 27. Last one is 12 and 36. Start at my origin, run to 12, jump to 36. So now that I have my 3 points, okay, if you want to, so that you would know your equation where it starts, it's going to start at 0, 0. It's going to start at the origin because this is a multiplicative pattern like we talked about yesterday. Okay, so we know we could put it in. Our x0 would give us y is 0. So we're going to start at the origin on this one. If it was an additive pattern, then we know we wouldn't have. We're going to get our straight edge. I'm going to put my point down on one of my points, put my pencil down on my other, and then I can draw my line and extend it because it is going to continue. So we plotted our ordered pairs, we drew lines between the points, and we extended our line. And we're going to work some more with this tomorrow, guys.